All right, y'all. This is what a young producer had to say about artists.
This is a huge PSA to every single artist listening to this video. It's nothing towards y'all personally. I absolutely hate all of y'all that be hitting me up talking about, yo, can you give me some beats? Yo, can you work with me? And then I look in your page and you only got 2-3 posts. You want me to invest into you for free and you don't even invest in yourself, bro. And the number one thing I hate, y'all be like, yo, I'm gonna get you right on the credits and we can split all the profits. Bro, you don't even get 1 penny off your music. What are we splitting?
Now, that's a young producer by the name of LMG Steve. He has an IG, which I will post down in the video description, and he has a YouTube page as well. And what I can say is, he's making it kind of in a funny light, but it's very serious. Okay, very serious. And I'm going to talk about a few things about artists over the next couple of videos, but this is actually very true with a lot of artists who hit up producers. And the thing is, as seasoned producers, let's put it like that, as seasoned producers, we pretty much know when something is bullshit. I'm just being honest with you. I get people that hit me up all the time in my DMs saying, hey, I really want to work. I have something really good going on. We should work together. Bolo, we should do this. We should do that. And at the end of the day, I'm going to be totally honest with you guys. I probably won't work with you. And the reason being is because I already have people that I'm working with already, and I've already been through this situation before. You might be really good. You actually might be really good. But I've been through this before, and I pretty much know in about 99% chance, in a 99% chance, it's not going to work out in the long run, okay? So what I do is I take my chances on the people who I truly want to work with, because artists will come and they will say all the craziest things to try to get to a producer. Oh man, I have a song. It's a hit record. It's a worldwide hit. You need to go ahead and work with me. And what we can do is we can chop it up on the back end about the money, and we can do this and do that. Man, no. No, sir. No, ma'am. Whoever. Not going to happen. I've been doing this thing for over 25 years. I have heard everything you can possibly hear from an artist who's trying to get something done for free. And this is the thing. Some artists actually come with money. They actually come with their own money and they say, hey, look, I'm going to invest my own money into my artistry and we're going to take off from there. But this is the thing. Just because you have money does not mean you have talent. I would take somebody who has talent that is broke, that's not asking for anything. Like a lot of times the people that I actually work with are people that I actually go to directly. They might have 100 followers, they might have 100,000 followers, but if I see something in them, I will personally go and get them. But if anybody comes to me and they say, oh man, you need to work with me, and then when I take off, I'll look out for you on the back end, that sounds crazy because we know 9 times out of 10, that's not going to happen. I've dealt with artists personally that I have helped put money into, and the moment that they heard it was like $500 made, they were like, oh man, Bolo's trying to steal my money. He's trying to steal my money from me. $500. I might have spent $1,500, $2,000 in this particular artist. Like me and my partners might have spent some money in this artist. And the moment they see any type of money coming in, it's, oh man, they stealing my money. Bolo's stealing money. Such and such is stealing money. And I've seen this over and over again, not just with me, but with other people. And you have to sit down and tell these artists like, hey, wait a minute, time out. We've spent this much. We paid for the videos. We paid for the outfits. We paid for the studio time. These beats and all this stuff ain't cheap. This equipment isn't cheap. The lights is not cheap. So if we spent $2,000 and $3,000 and we made back $5,000, that's a loss on our end. And then artists will say, well, y'all are trying to take my publishing. Y'all are trying to do this. Y'all are trying to do that. Wait a minute. wait a minute. We have to recoup this in some way. But if I make a beat and I record it and I put it together, of course, I'm going to get a good part of the publisher. Especially if I'm the only producer and you're the only artist. If you wrote everything and I produced it, we're going to do a 50-50 split. It's cool. I have no problem with that. But if I have another writer come in or another producer come in, most of the times what I do is I just do a 4-way split. I say, hey, you had another writer come in, they helped you, they get 25%, you get 25%. This other producer I brought in, he gets 25% or she gets 25% and I get 25%. Let's just keep it all even. Let's keep it fair. And then in that situation, a lot of artists are like, well, without me, they wouldn't be able to do the song. They shouldn't get this. And it comes to a lot of greed. It comes to a lot of other stuff that you do not feel like dealing with. Working with artists who have this sense of entitlement is the worst thing ever. And a lot of them come into situations like that. And it's crazy. I just talked about this on a previous video, how artists come in and they'll really just be off, like completely off in a sense, on their logic of thinking. And it's crazy and it's aggravating in a sense sometimes. Because I take a lot of chances on a lot of people. I've taken chance after chance after chance. And to be honest with you, only 3 out of possibly hundreds of artists that I've dealt with, only 3 actually made a huge impact that I've worked with directly, like started from the bottom and they came up. Only 3. 2 of them were solo artists, 1 was a group. Other than that, once they got on, they did some features and stuff like that. That was cool. But starting from the bottom, coming up to the top, there was only 3 that I worked with that I got into major situations that I worked with from the ground all the way up. And I've dealt with plenty of artists. I've had artists that came to my studio strictly to get studio time when I was charging for studio time. They would come in there strictly to pay me so they can hear their stuff, so I can record it and I can miraculously say, hey, you know what? Even though you paid me for this, I want to just miraculously work with you right now. They come in there with that delusional sense that that's going to happen. And then they might come in there maybe 2 or 3 sessions and they be like, man, Bolo, we just need to work, man. I've been spending money with you, man, and you can hear the stuff that I got, but we just need to work, man. And we can just figure everything out on the back end. But this is what happens, right? I've had a few situations where I actually agreed to it. I had a few situations where I really actually agreed to actually work with the artist. And let me tell you what happened. The moment I would go to my lawyer's office and I would get a contract printed up and I would say, hey, listen, we got to do this the right way. I have a contract. You need to go get a lawyer so you can look over this contract, look over it. If you don't like a few things, the lawyers go back and forth with it. We'll get everything corrected so everything is fair. We'll make sure that everything is fair, everything's agreed upon, and everything is cool. Let's go ahead and lock this in a serious situation. The minute I show artists that paperwork, they disappear. The main ones, who would call every week, try to come into the studio, email me, say, hey, man, we need to work. I'm telling you, man, we need to do this. We need to do this. Book studio time. Would come in there and talk my ear off about their records. Or some people would just book studio time just to play me records saying they just want to go over their album. And they'd be like, man, if I just need a help, man. I just need a boost, man. I know you got some industry contacts. And I'm like, look, I'm just a producer. I got a few people I can call, but nobody can really do anything without the numbers backing things up, right? And then it might be some people that come in, I'm like, oh, they are pretty dope. I think I might can do something with this. And I'll talk to my partners and we'll say, hey, let's go ahead and do it. We'll hit up the lawyer, get the paperwork done. We put that paperwork down in front of their face after we told them that we're going to get the paperwork done, and they agreed on us getting paperwork done. And as soon as we get that paperwork over to them, or if we say, hey, we're going to email you the paperwork so you can email it to your lawyer, it gets quiet as a mouse. You don't hear anything back. Or they'll say, oh, man, he tried to sign me to a crazy deal. He tried to do this and do that. And I'm like, nah, I sure did not. You know what I'm saying? Like I'll do like some production agreements or whatever. I never did like a full like recording agreement. I would do like a production agreement where a lot of times in those situations, the artist keeps 70% and I keep 30 when it comes to the mechanical side of things. But I would do agreements that are more than fair for what I'm putting into this. And I'm the one spending most of the money. More than fair. Where we would split the copyrights, everything. More than fair. Split the masters, all that. And these guys would completely go ghost. So yes, I've been to that situation and I'm feeling exactly what he is talking about because this happens all the time. And you have a lot of artists that don't even put out their own music. You go to their pages, they don't have anything on their pages that says that I want to be an artist. They have everything else on there but their music. And then when you try to search for the music, they don't have it anywhere online. They don't have it on iTunes. They don't have it whatever, but they say, hey, I'm in the studio every day. I'm recording. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. And you don't see anything. And this is not just for urban music like rap or R&B. This is across the board. There's people that go through this on the rock side, on the country side, folk side. There's people that go through this everywhere. Everywhere. Even sync placements. There's a guy I know who does sync placements. People hit him up all the time. Oh man, you need to give me some sync placements. I got music. And you go to these people pages, they don't even have no music. They don't even have no music that even says anything sync about it. So it happens to everybody. And I'm here to tell you that as me being a producer, like, listen, to all you artists, if you don't have your stuff together, just wait till you get your stuff together and present it in a way to where it looks good and it feels good to the person that you're presenting it to. Don't try to rush your success, okay? Don't try to rush it. Take your time, get your stuff together. If you're not there yet, try to find people that can get you there before you start hitting up all these producers and saying, oh my goodness, I need to work with you or this, that, whatever. Because at the end of the day, a lot of us who have been doing this for a very long time knows who's real and who is BS. I'm just being honest. And it does not necessarily mean you have to be the most talented. There are some very, very talented people out here. Super talented people out here that can sing their butt off, write their butt off, rap their butt off, super talented, but don't have their business affairs right and they don't understand anything. And then they're entitled and they feel like everybody owes them something because they're talented. And I can't work with that. I would rather work with somebody who is less talented, that is very humble, and really wants to work and really wants to learn the business and really wants to do the best they can. But 9 times out of 10, I will find them. They don't need to find me. And I'm telling you guys right now, for a lot of artists out there who are watching this, it's best for people to find you, not you find them, because you don't have any leverage. If people are seeking you, there's a reason why. And in that way, you can use yourself as leverage. But if you're running around here asking for people and pretty much begging for people for help, you lose all leverage. So just keep working, keep trying to get better. And then when people try to find you, then you can use your leverage to get where you need to be.